My favourite ever toy line of the original G1 bots is the 1985 Minibots, all unique, no shared alt modes, and not one redeco in sight, staring at you, lazy 1986 Minibot line. Seaspray is next to get that updated treatment in the Retro G1 line, the line that is fully aimed at us older folks who's reached the Smithers level of collecting. I own this mould already. Yes, but it's got a new head. However, like Cosmos when he was released amongst a pile of redecos in his toy line, a brand new mould for a very much loved toy due to him being famously known as a pocket money toy has been released amongst a massive pile of redecos in the Retro G1 line. Is his vehicle mode a little bit hollow? Yes, but it's a hovercraft, so unless you're planning to use a flight stand for him, then it's not really going to go noticed. And also, if you're planning to use a flight stand for a Seaspray toy, you have bigger problems. Weapon storage is a tad bit limited in the fact that there are quite a few places for the gun to be stored. However, the gun has to be stored in certain directions when used for all the different ports because of the placement of the magazine and the moulding for the storage only being on one side of the gun. Odd choice there. When compared to the previous Seaspray toy, it is considerably wider. However, the newer version is only longer due to the layout of the propellers and all the yellow stuff and where it sits upon all the white stuff. Sorry, that sentence died a horrible death. Quick look behind the curtain. It's taken me about 5 minutes to describe all of that without trying to make it seem like I'm talking about a guy's knackers. But how about we compare this toy to the toy it's actually based off, considering the Retro G1 line is just a modern adaptation of the original G1 toy. And on that front, it gets a full 10 out of 10 from me, considering the details of the stickers and also the placement of where the insignia matches where the rub sign was originally. Now you can get pernickety and go, oh, but the raised up bit comes in front of the 3 lines of the original bit, you know, where the cabin is, and on the new one it's in reverse. And to that I say, you're correct, and this toy is now utter trash to me. Now the colour matching is absolutely awful, mainly because my original G1 is green. Now round about here is where I'll be trying to describe the transformation process, but if I'm being completely honest, I've done it about 4 or 5 times, and I still don't quite fully know how I do it. But just know, it's no longer just a simple of crumple the legs down, slap the arms down the side and flip the head up, happy days. Don't get me wrong, those steps still exist, but there's a lot more flippy flappy stuff. However, do expect these little bits to fly off to Narnia at any given moment when going through the transformation the first few times. Bot mode speed run. Does he look like he's wearing stilettos? Yes, but they look fabulous. He has flat feet because of the flippy stuff, but 2 thumbs up for me for that. He's got his knobbly knees from the original G1 toy. Amazing. Not your fat tubby Seaspray you're used to, but one who's discovered creatine and started listening to shorts about Dorian Yates. He is a bulky lad. Also, the belly chest does flip around, which doesn't match the toy if you want to be that little snarky git, but if he didn't exist, he would look stupid in bot mode. So overall, very good design choice. Now for the pachyderm in the corner. Mine doesn't look like yours. Why is that? Well, thank you to a 3D printed head. Seaspray's original head is a great thing, and it is comparable to the G1 toy. However, the G1 toy's head is a little itty bitty thing, and it looks fine. Enlarging it to the modern day deluxe size, and it does feel like there's not much behind the eyes. The thing is, I'm not the only person who sees this. Someone at Hasbro did as well, because if we go back to the Titan's Return toy, and then look at his face, and enhance, and enhance, and enhance, you will actually see he has 2 very thin blue lines on his face to give him eyes. However, again, not complaining. The whole point of this line is to be true to the original toy. The original toy did not have pupils, so this one should not have pupils. And a man by the name of Nemesis Springer was given an opportunity to step in, design and produce his own garage kit, which is a simple head that pops on in place of the Hasbro produced one. Who's Nemesis Springer, you ask? Only one part of Shins of the Wreckers, whose work includes You can find this lovely piece of work right now by searching hot singles in your area. Oh, no. No, that's my other job. Here we go. Shins of the Wrecker's Drunken Sailor on eBay. Things you may want to know. Eco-resin printed. Airbrushed by hand, which means the yellow shades may vary. Due to undercoat, be careful while handling with fingernails and rotating the head before transformation to avoid scratching. Only available for delivery in the UK, although the files will be planned to be uploaded to cults soon, which means they'll be available for download around the world very soon. If you think, what amazing artwork on that packaging, that's done by Nortonomicon, and you can check out his webcomic After the Fall on Webtoons. A comedic adventure in a post-apocalyptic world, and the artwork absolutely stunning. Complete clarity, this is not a paid ad, and I really like this toy and I think it's well worth the price by itself. But my days, when there is a way to take a great figure and make it a brilliant figure and bringing it to life, I'm not going to hide that. Shins of the Wreckers have a brilliant reputation for great work, and with this small little piece of resin you can see why. A great addition to a great toy.